Well, after almost 100 years, the Australian clothing retailer and the iconic brand Fletcher Jones has now been placed into administration.
Our reporter Stephanie March joins us now from Chapel Street, one of Melbourne's major shopping precincts. Stephanie, good morning. This administration move by Fletcher Jones will have huge ramifications for the Australian retail industry.
That's right, Michael. There's about 45 Fletcher Jones stores across Australia. They announced yesterday afternoon that they're going into administration. It's not clear at this stage what the future will be. The administrators say that it'll be business as usual until they can work out what the plan is going forward. As you say, it's one of the oldest retailers in Australia. It's 93 years old, began in Warrnambool in regional Victoria. Almost 100 years ago, so it is quite a sad day for those at Fletcher Jones, but that's not the case for foreign retailers opening up here in Australia. Today we're at the opening of British fashion chain Topshop. Now we've got the usual throngs of excited shoppers waiting out the front. I'm joined now by Graham Lucy from the Melbourne Fashion Week. Graham, thanks for joining us this morning.
No problem.
This is not the first of these European fashion chains we've had open this year. There's also been Zara in Sydney and Melbourne. Why are they so popular?
Look, I think it's really consumer demand. Topshop's here because there is this appetite for fashion here in Melbourne. I mean, it's extraordinary. I mean, most livable city, one of the top fashion cities of the world. We need to realise that the doors are open here with Topshop, an incredible retailer with an amazing sense of innovation. They support young designers in the UK and a really strong brand. But they're here because there is that appetite here in Melbourne and in Australia for fashion.
The same can't be said for some Australian retailers. We've had Colorado, Borders. We're in the Borders store actually at the moment, the old Borders store. They're not doing so well. What are they doing wrong?
Look, you know, as I said, it's down to consumers, and I think that they're looking for really good, innovative fashion, and brands need to be aware of that, and they need to adopt and they need to change. And I think that it's incredibly sad that we're losing Fletcher Jones. Brands in Australia are strong. There are some incredible young emerging ready-to-wear designers that we profile as part of the festival, and they're doing extremely well. We've got retailers, other vertical retailers here in Australia that support young designers, and I think there is a really strong base. But some of our older, more established brands like Fletcher Jones leaving the fold is really sad, but perhaps they just haven't adapted and listened to consumers over the years. They're hard times, and innovation and manufacturing offshore, they're all very complicated and costly exercises. Topshop has proved itself to be an incredible strong brand, and it has adapted very well with its manufacturing capabilities, and so they're here because there's an appetite.
Is it because the younger generation is spending a lot more on, I suppose we'd say, luxury items than some of the older consumers?
Yeah, I think there is definitely, fashion is at the top of the agenda in your expenditure list, and young people love exploring fashion. I mean, it's part of their personality and it establishes their confidence as they're growing up. And that's why sort of young emerging fashion is really key, and it's something that I think we should be proud of. And we are seeing that right across the board, and it isn't just vertical retailers like Topshop. We are actually seeing that with our really strong emerging, Australian ready-to-wear designers as well.
Does the hype around these new stores last? We've got queues coming out the door, probably more than 100 people here, and it still seems that the sales at these other stores are going well. Does the hype continue on?
Look, I think that's the great thing about fashion. You know, trends emerge. It's a roller coaster ride. You know, something's really hot and really happening, and then something else replaces it. I mean, that is the fashion world, and that's part of the game. I think the challenge with retailers like Topshop, although they have proven to do that extremely well over the years, is to just keep evolving and keep being fresh and new. I mean, we do have a really strong scenario between bricks and mortar and e-retailing. I think Topshop are quoted numerous times saying that the reason they're here in Australia because they actually received so much interest from Australia online that they're like, well, we should come and open a store. So I think that that's just a clever insight and acting on that information, and here they are.
Graham Lucy, thanks for joining us this morning on ABC News Breakfast. Well, it seems while some retailers might be struggling, the younger generation are definitely going to be doing their bit this Christmas to boost Australia's economy.
And retailers everywhere are hoping that's the case. Stephanie March in Melbourne, thank you very much.
Thank you.